Hey, beautiful souls, it is Marci here, and today I wanted to share with you my experience of facing my fear of heights and what that created for me in my world and how empowering it was for me to be able to face this fear head on and come out better and stronger and more confident on the other side. And if you don't have a fear of heights, what I want you to do is think about something that you have been putting off, that you have been avoiding, that you have been afraid to look at. Something that is like really have created a lot of fear in your world that potentially is limiting you in your life, and it can be in any area of your life. So just kind of like keep that in mind if you do not have a fear of heights. Now, most of my life I functioned from a place of a lot of fear, and it limited me and my choices for a really long time. It held me back, it kept me stuck, it kept me, just really making choices that didn't align with my truth and what I came here to do and to heal and to learn and grow and accomplish. It kept me working in jobs that didn't fulfill me. It kept me chronic anxiety, worry, overwhelm, really heightened states of chronic stress. It kept me, really not functioning from a place of freedom and choice and possibility and fulfillment and all the things that I have been inviting into my world over the past several years. And one truth that I want to share with you is kind of what this talk is based on today is like anything that limits you is not actually true for you. And this is something I've learned, what really became present for me when I studied with the Empowered Healers Academy, learning the subconscious imprinting technique, and also when I became a bars practitioner with Access Consciousness, and then moving on to be a facilitator to facilitate the Access bars modality. In that manual, it states it's a tool of Access Consciousness to help us gain more awareness and more consciousness. Is what's true for you will always make you feel lighter, and a lie will always feel heavy. And again, you can apply this to any area of your life. Anything that is true for you will feel expansive. It will feel uplifting. You will feel drawn toward it. It will light you up. Anything that is a lie will feel contracted, dense, heavy. It will make you feel squashed and small, and it doesn't feel good. And so that is how you can differentiate of what is actually true for you. And if you can start living your life from a place of what is true for you, a whole new world of possibilities begin to open up for you. So over the past several years, I've mentioned, I've been really looking at my fears and how they are limiting me. And is there another choice available to me beyond the fear? And any time that I have really faced my fears and looked at them head on, I have always come out better and stronger, more confident, wiser than before. And what I learned is fear only has power over you if you let it. So when I wanted to overcome my fear of public speaking, because my life purpose is to share my truth, I am a cycle breaker. I am here to help change and make a difference and impact the world in a greater way. And I learned that I actually need to use my voice to do that. And that crippled me for so many years. There was so much judgment and so much fear of what will people think of me and all these different things that weighed me down and held me back and kept me stuck and felt heavy as, you know what. When I faced my fear of public speaking, guess what I did? I started making live videos and I joined Toastmasters. So if something is limiting you and holding you back, the only way to break free from it, the only way to become more powerful than it is to choose it. Even if you suck, even if it's scary, even if it feels like your throat is closing up and you can't breathe and you can't talk, because that's how it felt when I first started doing lives and sharing my truth and joining Toastmasters. And I just kept choosing it and choosing it and choosing it until it became easier. And I've done this time and time again, and it's never steered me wrong. So what I looked at with my fear of heights, my daughter works at a ski resort, Mount Washington on Vancouver Island, and we were heading out to go visit her. And I actually asked her if we could do the zip line. Now the zip line is not something I ever thought I would choose ever. My kids have chosen it before, and I said, I'm never doing that. Like, oh my gosh, who in the right mind would choose that? So I didn't choose it because I was looking for a thrill. I didn't choose it because I thought it would be fun for me. I chose it because I wanted to show myself that once again, I am stronger than my fear. That fear can only have power over me if I let it. And I know that when I am choosing fear, when I'm living from fear, I'm actually living in my head and I'm not living in my heart. Because my heart, right, that is where the wisdom of our soul resides. That is where our inner guidance system resides. When I'm living from my heart and my heart said, go for it, I knew that that is what I needed to choose to overcome this fear. Now, my fear when I'm living up in my head started to, create all these stories of the what ifs could happen. I could plummet to my death. The zip line could malfunction. I could, have a panic attack while I'm going down the zip line and stop breathing. I mean, that's what fear will create in our world. It will create all these stories, inventions, and lies in our head that is not actually true for us, right? And I faced my fears enough time that I've created a system to support me and walk me through it when those lies and those inventions and the untruths show up. So what I told myself is, if I can face this fear, I can do anything. And any limitations that I'm still choosing, that are still holding me back from fully fulfilling my potential and flourishing in my life, when I go on that zip line, I am leaving them all on the mountain. And from that space, anything is possible. So this is the story I was telling myself. So you can tell yourself, we always have a choice. We can tell ourselves stories that hold us back, or we can tell ourselves stories that will empower us and help us move forward in our lives and take that next step. So my husband and my daughter and her boyfriend all headed up the mountain, and I really prepared myself with using the tools of access consciousness and using clearing statements to really help get present with the energy and continue to ask myself, truth, will choosing this zip line create the future I desire? And I kept getting a yes. So I thought, okay, my inner guidance is saying yes, so I am choosing this. And I'm not going to tell you that there wasn't any anxiety or that I didn't feel some angst about it, because I did. But what I noticed is that it was so much easier than I ever thought it would be. This is not something I ever thought I would choose. And then I had this clear process in place, and I've done a lot of healing work around this, that it was so much easier than I ever thought it would be. And the day was a total success, and I had so much fun. There was 4 zip lines in all. So the first one, I was pretty, my brain froze. That's what happens when fear takes over, right? Our body goes in, our nervous system ignites the fight, flight, freeze, or fawn response. Well, my brain froze. And I was just focused on getting to the end of the zip line. There's this beautiful, the Pacific Ocean is to the right of me. The mountains are to the left and all around me. And all I could focus on was straight ahead. And that's okay, right? If that's what I needed to do in that moment to get me through this experience, then that's what I needed to do. But as each zip line went on, it became easier and easier. And by the last one, I was able to just totally just feel on top of the world and, look around and take in the scenery, and I was so freaking proud of myself and so happy and felt unstoppable that I actually chose this and followed through with it and did it. And so what I wanted to leave you with today is a process that you can potentially follow, so that if you sense that there are any fears or limitations that are holding you back from truly choosing greater in your life, from truly living your life in a way that you can't wait to wake up and live, that invigorates you, enlivens you, that excites you. If you have fears stopping you or holding you back from really choosing that life that you deep down know you came here to live, I want to support you with this. So one of the first things that I like to do is get connected with my truth. And my truth is in my heart. And so I just started asking myself some questions, and I might drop my barriers. So barriers down, barriers down, barriers down, because we have all sorts of barriers up that, keep us from actually choosing greater. So we just ask those barriers to go down, and then just asking, like, truth. If I choose this, will it create more for me? Truth, in choosing this, will this contribute to me creating the future I desire? And then you want to listen to whatever awareness you receive in the first 3 to 10 seconds, because that is your inner guidance speaking to you. And anything beyond the 10 seconds is where we get into our head, and then we can end up getting into a mind fuck. So you want to just stay in your heart. Do you hear a yes? Do you feel a pull forward? Do you feel an energy like goosebumps, or that is like your body telling you yes, your inner guidance telling you yes. And you might have to do some clearing statements if you're not getting any awareness on that. So some of the clearing statements that I like to use are, what fear am I using to keep me from choosing a greater life, a greater future, greater possibilities, and everything that is, I destroy and uncreate it. Or what energy, space, consciousness, and choice can me and my body be to let go and release any and all fears that are limiting me, so that I may choose a greater life, a greater future than I've ever chosen before, with complete and total ease. And anything that doesn't allow that, can I destroy and uncreate it all times a gazillion. And so just kind of invite in some of these clearing statements, and then you can try asking those questions again, like, truth, in facing this fear, in choosing this zip line, in whatever it is for you. Will this support me in creating the future I desire? Will this contribute to me creating the future I desire? And then just notice what you notice. I also that day just wanted to be in the energy, because everything is energy. And if you don't get that by now, this is something that is really important to get, that everything is energy. So the zip line is an energy. The mountain is an energy. I am an energy. And so I was just communing with the energy of the zip line and the mountain the day of the zip line tour. So you can commune with whatever it is that you are embracing. So if it's giving a talk, a public speaking talk, or whatever your fear is, it could be, I was communing with it. So the questions I asked were, what energy, space, consciousness, and choice can me and my body be to be the energy of the zipline, to be the energy of the mountain, to be the energy of the fear, and whatever is beyond the fear, with complete and total ease. And anything that doesn't allow me to be, know, perceive, and receive all that the zipline and the mountain and the ocean and the fear is willing to gift to me, to contribute to me creating greater in my life. Can we destroy and uncreate all that now? Times a gazillion. And so just communing with the energy of things and getting a sense of it, and just asking for what I desired, right? What energy, space, consciousness, and choice can me and my body be to have the most fun and phenomenal experience on the mountain today, on the zipline, with complete and total ease. And anything that doesn't allow that, can we destroy and uncreate it? Right and wrong, good and bad, POD and POC, all 9 shorts, boys, povids, and beyonds. That's the clearing statement, access consciousness clearing statement. You can find more about it at thatclearingstatement.com. You don't need to understand it for it to work. It just acts as a magic wand and basically clears away any energy that is not contributing to whatever it is that you desire to create. And as we're going up the mountain, I just kept seeing myself, and like seeing the best possible outcome, seeing myself happy, seeing myself free, seeing myself just soaring on the zip line like Eagle's Flight. See my shirt, Eagle's Flight. That's the name of the zip line tour. Seeing myself soaring like an eagle, seeing myself get to the end and just congratulating myself and feeling so proud and so empowered and so much more confident. And so I saw the outcome I most desire to create, and I envisioned it in my mind over and over and over again, because whatever we give our attention to will grow. Whatever we give our attention to will become stronger. And so we often will give our attention to the fear, but what we really want to do is give our attention to the desired outcome, or what it is that we are desiring to create. So that was another step that I took. And then as we were, preparing and going up, I just kept taking deep breaths and using the mantra of access consciousness and one of the other tools. So the mantra of access consciousness is, all of life comes to me with ease, joy, and glory. And so I would just repeat that over and over and over in my head. And the other tool is, how does it get any better than this? How does it get any better than this? And by using the mantra and by using that question, you are inviting in the best outcome, the best possibilities, and to create the experience that you truly desire. So when I got up on that zip line, my husband volunteered us to go first. And, you know, he's like, okay, I'm waiting for you. Ready, set, go. And then he went before me. I was like, okay, I'm doing this. The fear no longer has power over me. I became more powerful than the fear by choosing to face it head on and just doing it. And that is what you need to understand about fear. Fear is not your truth. Anything that limits you is not your truth. The limitations live up in our head. They are those shadow aspects of ourselves that are requiring attention, acknowledgement, healing. And when you choose to face them, to look at them, to acknowledge them, and receive the gift that they are giving to you, to become stronger, to become more confident, to fulfill your life purpose, to activate and, you know, live in your highest potential and, you know, create freedom in your life and all the things, that's the gift that the fear or the anxiety or the worry or the stress is trying to give to you. It's trying to let you know there is something here that is keeping you out of balance, that is keeping you out of alignment with your true purpose, with your happiness, with you choosing greater. And that's why it's showing up. It's showing up to get your attention, to look at it, not to avoid it, not to pretend like it's not there, but to actually look at it. And when you look at it, and when you heal it, it no longer has power over you, and then a whole new world of possibilities become available to you. So I hope you found this video helpful. Thank you for letting me share my journey of facing my fear of heights, from overcoming this fear that I never ever thought I would overcome. I'm so thankful for the tools of Access Consciousness, and I'm so thankful for the learning the subconscious imprinting technique to help me rewire my brain, rewire my nervous system so I can actually, you know, really take control of my fear instead of letting it control me. If you would like to learn more about either of these modalities or what it's like to coach with me, please reach out. You can connect with me on Facebook, on Instagram. You can email me at marcistockton@gmail.com, or you can just book a free connection call with me by going to my website at marcistockton.com. And let's just learn more about, you know, how we can co-create your best possible life together, where fear no longer is in control of you, where fear is no longer a thing, no longer holding you back. And let me support you in choosing greater for your life, just like I have for mine. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Bye for now.